So what's up guys, it's Ash here, welcome back to a brand new video. Now I'm just recording this after finishing watching the Man United Galatasaray game, and holy crap, what a game, man. That was like end to end. It was absolutely wild to watch. It reminded me a bit of like Man City Chelsea from a bit earlier on in the season. But yeah, what a watch, man. It got me really hyped up. But anyway, guys, all that aside, we have some 4-3-2-1 custom tactics today. We're going to have some gameplay as well. So I do hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, let's get right into it. If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable. And if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. Alrighty then, guys. So starting off with the tactics, these are pretty standard, I'll be honest with you. But for the defensive style, we have it on balanced. Gives you the most control over your defense. So when you want to be aggressive and press, you can. And then when you want to drop back, be a little bit more passive, you can also do that. When it comes to applying pressure in FC24 as well, there is something else we can use. So we don't actually have to use any of these pressure tactics. So we'll get onto that in a moment. But balance is the way to go there. For the defensive width, I'd say anything below 45 is good, but I'd put your cut-off point at about 35 to 30. Obviously, the lower it is, the more narrow it is, so I like to alternate depending on how I'm defending, to be honest, but at the moment, 43 has been pretty good for me because it's a nice, narrow, and compact defense, but when we want to get out to the wing and cover those wider areas, we can also do that manually. Now, the depth, guys, this is what I was on about when it comes to the pressure in FC24, so if you're on the new-gen version of FC24, and you have your depth on 71, you'll get this automatic press from the AI. It's very strong. The game basically defends for you, and it makes it very difficult for your opponent to attack. Now, the thing about 71 depth, opposed to the pressure tactics as well, is there is a very minimal stamina drain in comparison. So you can basically press all game and not get punished for it. This is something I've wished has been patched for a long time, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I think you pretty much have to use this or you're handicapping yourself. If you're on old gen, however, this doesn't work. So 55 to 60 is probably your best bet on the depth. Moving on to the build-up play, guys, I suggest balance because it gives you the most control, varied form of build-up. When you use balance, you can pick and choose when and where you use each form of build-up. So if you want to play slowly, you can. If you want to play a bit quicker, you can. You can basically alternate, no issues whatsoever. Now, chance creation, guys, another boring setting, but direct passing, very good in my opinion because it's the only one which will actually break down that park the bus defense. When you use direct passing and you get in around your opponent's penalty box, basically your attackers will make these runs, wait for the defender to follow that run, and then they will track back so you can cut back to that player. So a little bit boring, but a very effective tactic in the state of this game. Now moving on to the width, because I've just spoken about this 71 depth thing, a lot of people are running it and it completely congests the middle area of the pitch. So it is important to have higher width than you would normally use in other FC, FIFA games because you pretty much can't play through the middle a lot of the time, which is something that really frustrates me, but you know, just upping that width does make it a bit more bearable to play around it in my opinion. Moving on to the players in box, guys, I have this on 6. Gets you like quite a few players in the box, but you don't overcommit everybody, which is nice. And then corners and free kicks, this is a preference thing. I just have them both on 1. Completely up to you what you do with that. Sorry to interrupt the video, guys, but I have noticed around 90% of you that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you are enjoying the content or finding it helpful, please consider adding that subscription as it does help me out massively. Also, don't forget to drop a like on the video as well. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you enjoy. Let's continue. Now, moving on to the player instructions, guys. On the striker, we have them on stay central and mixed attack. Now, we have them on stay central because we don't want this player drifting off into the wider areas. They are our striker, so we want them to primarily be in the central positions, which is very, very useful. We also have them on mixed attack as opposed to getting behind because I don't always want this player getting in behind. Sometimes I want them to come short and help us out in the build-up, for example. So stay central, mixed attack on this player. Now, moving on to both the forwards, I don't actually have one of them on comeback on defense, so this won't actually make it defend in a 4-man midfield. Now, the reason I've done this is because although it's a really good defensive shape, the 4-4-2, I find it a little bit difficult to transition from the defense to the attack sometimes because one of the forwards has to go from the right mid spot up to their natural position. So it can take a while and I don't always enjoy that. So I've just left them in their default shape, you know, the 4-3-2-1, and have these players on stay central and get in behind so we can get those quick attacks off. They will get in behind and create a lot of opportunities for us. Moving on to the middle centre mid, because this is a more defensive minded player, I have them on stay back and cover centre. Obviously we don't want them flying forward if they're more defensive, so stay back works, and then cover centre, so they primarily cover those central areas. Now, because this is a 3-man midfield, guys, you'll see on both of the other centre mids, the 2 wider centre mids if you like, I have them on the cover wing instruction. Now, this is because sometimes they will have to get out to the wings to prevent those attacks, because when we have a 4-man midfield, we don't really need to do that as much because the 4th man adds width to that defensive shape, if that makes sense. But because we've got 3, sometimes these wider centre mids need to get out to the wider areas to prevent your opponent having a free run down your wings. Other times they will just defend those central areas. That's what the cover wing instruction does. It doesn't mean they always cover the wider areas. It just means they will if they have to. On this left centre mid, because it is the more box-to-box style player as well, I leave them on the default settings so they can do a bit of everything. In this right centre mid spot, I do use a more attacking minded player in Griezmann, but I ensure that he has a high work rate, so he will actually do his defensive duties. Quite important in a 3-man midfield that all your centre mids do some defensive work. But on this player, get forward, get into the box across, and cover wing like we just mentioned, because they are a more attacking minded player. For one of the fullbacks, the more attacking one, I have unbalanced overlap. This is so we get that extra width, helps stretch out the opponent, and gives you a lot of opportunities in my opinion. So your more competent fullback, balanced overlap, and then your other one, stay back and overlap, so you always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, but when you send them on a run forward, they'll make the overlapping runs. For the 2 centre backs and the keeper, I leave them alone, but you can do comes acrosses and sweeper keeper if you like. But yeah, that's it for the tactics and instructions. Let's get into a game right now. Shotton United. What players you got, buddy? Oh, pretty nice team. He's evolving Williams there at right back. I like that team. That's quite nice. A lot of heroes in there. Ah, couldn't quite get the run away there. We won the ball back though. Oh, come on, jam it. Nice finish. Good goal, Dembele. Well done, man. Bit jammy, but we take it. The gameplay don't feel too bad right now. A little bit emphasized on some of the passes, but the overall feel is not too bad in my opinion. Good goal, Griezmann. You can tell when the gameplay's better, by the way, because creating chances is just 10 times easier because you're not always fighting your commands. So, you know, it's just a bit of a relief when that happens because I can actually show you what the formation is supposed to be doing, you know, which I can't always do. Oh, that's bad for me there, though. Oh, what a save, man. How's that not gone in? Oh, close. Three 0. Is that going to be a quit? Nope. Okay. Oh, what was that touch, man? That was cheesy, man. I don't know what Blanc did there. Move your keeper, buddy. And that might be game. That might be game. I don't know. Potentially. Is he going to quit? No? Is he making tactical changes? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, that's a pile driver from Griezmann, man. That is a sensational strike. Holy. Kick off. Alright, that's it. 172, not bad. I really enjoy this formation and good gameplay, by the way, guys. Absolutely fantastic to use. But yeah, that's basically it for the video. If you have enjoyed or found it useful, please be sure to drop it a like, sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.